Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we are here to talk about the stock market. I want to take a few minutes, it should be a short video, and discuss why I don't think that you should just buy stocks or buy companies that you interact with on a daily basis. And the reason why that is number one, that really depends on who you are and what you spend money on. If you're not buying certain things, you might not get the best performance out of those things. And you could also be completely missing out on a ton of good investments because you don't interact with them on a daily basis. And sometimes there are companies that don't sell stuff to people like me and you, meaning just individuals. There are some companies that only sell to other companies. So what about those? Those could be some great investments that you would completely miss out on if this is your only rule that you follow. Now, we'll also add, you always want to make sure that you understand what you are investing in. The good thing about understanding is it is something that can grow. You can Google, you can research, you can ask a question in the comment section, and I will explain it the best I can. And we've done that in the past. Someone had asked about VIX, someone had asked about the DoorDash IPO. We're still going to do that. Someone had asked about other IPOs in the past, and we've covered all of those. So if you got a question and you don't understand, or you're looking to a company and say, look, I don't really understand what's going on, what do you think? I will give you my opinion, and you can do whatever you want with that opinion. But for example, I want to give you a few. So for just in general, right? I just bought an iPhone for the first time in like 10 years. So if I didn't invest in Apple, and you know that Apple has been at least one of the top 5 or 10 stocks, right? I would have completely missed out if that was the only thing I was focused on, like only invest in what I buy. That's a lot of money you leaving out on the table. As a company, most of us already understand you can't just have such a narrow view and just completely skip out on that. Another company, and I had some charts here because I had some numbers. So for example, NVIDIA, they make like high-tech gaming chips and graphics cards. I don't really mess with those. That's not something that I interact with on a daily basis, but the stock is up 155% over the past year. Another great company would have grown my money by 155%, but if I don't interact with it, I'm missing that one completely. What about Salesforce? Salesforce up 44%. They don't make stuff for individuals per se. They kind of sell a lot of software, cloud-based software for companies to help them sell. They also just bought Slack. Slack I interact with on a daily basis, or I may interact with on a daily basis. Salesforce, not so much. That's something that you got to keep your eye out for. And this compared to over the last year, the overall stock market is only up 17%. So you got 44%, 155%. You remember Snowflake? It's a company that we talked about that just IPO'd in October. So it is still very, very early. But I told you that was the one company that's going to break my IPO rule for. Guess what? They are up since their IPO 62%. Again, a company I don't touch, a company I probably will not touch, at least in my regular day-to-day life. But again, if I'm only focused on what do I invest in, or I'm sorry, what do I use, then I would have completely missed it. Another good one, Tesla. I don't drive a Tesla. I know one person, Tila, shout out to Tila. That's the one person I know who actually owns a Tesla. We got Fords and Toyotas and stuff out here. What am I supposed to do with that? Right? Like Ford has not really been all that great when you look back year, 2 years, 3 years. So I'm just not supposed to invest in Tesla, and it's up 300-400% this year. So you really want to take a look at the overall market and say, what are the best stocks, period, not just what do I have or what do I buy? Because what you buy, who knows? That may or may not be the best thing for you. Another good company, and let me pull this one up, is Lululemon. And this is one I bought for my daughter. It's a company that, they make athletic wear and stuff like that, stuff I don't use. This company is up, let me see, over the last year, they're up about 61%. Again, company I don't use, but I took a step back, said, what's the best stocks out here? What do I think is going to happen in 2021? And this is one of the companies that popped up. We did our research. We decided to invest in it for her. We'll check back in June or July and see if we still want to keep it, which I would think we will. Hopefully we do. But again, not a company I buy, very good investment, at least based on what we see here, and it can continue to grow. So don't, when you do that, when you say like, I only want to invest in the stuff that I use, that limits, it can limit you. I'll say can, because, you know, I have Apple now, I've got Microsoft, those tend to be good companies. You know, what if you bank at Bank of America or PNC or JP Morgan? Are those stocks doing well right now? That's something you have to look into. Kroger, very solid company. I had it on my list earlier this year. It was very solid, but it's not going to get you, you know, an Nvidia at 155%. I mean, even Costco, very solid. Costco's not going to shoot up like that either. It really depends on what you're looking for, where you spend your money, and where you are. So it's not a bad idea. I just don't think it is the best idea for you. Again, what if we talked about AT&T? We've been talking about AT&T for quite a while now. You know, this year AT&T just has not done well from an investing perspective. And I had AT&T service at one point. They were my internet provider. I could have invested in them, and I would have been down at this point this year 22%. Do I really want to do that? Or do I want to take a look back and say, what are the best investments out there? So for example, on the opposite end, I don't have T-Mobile. I've never had T-Mobile, and T-Mobile this year is up almost 70%. So that really gets at the heart of it, right? It really depends on what you do. What do you spend your money on? That's if that's your only criteria, you might get lucky and get something good. You might get lucky or unlucky rather, invest in something that's not going to help you. So again, take a step back, just eliminate all that stuff. Make sure you're on the email list, because I got some good tips and some stocks that I'm looking at for 2021. Also, make sure you follow me on Public. That is public.com/buildingbread. I'll try and add those in the comments. And you'll get an idea of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I post there almost every day, just like I'm here Monday through Friday. But again, I think it's okay to do some research, but I don't think that investing in the stuff that you spend money on is always just the end all be all, because you limit yourself to what you could invest in, and you could be missing out on a whole bunch of stuff, or you could just be investing in stuff that just ain't good. Just because you got AT&T internet don't mean that that's actually going to make you money. All right, that's it for me. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff this week, or at least we're supposed to. The reason I say that's because the market is unpredictable. But I do want to do a video on DoorDash. I don't think we covered that one. Because a lot of IPOs are like a record year for IPOs. We cover Airbnb. We did not cover DoorDash. So I want to do DoorDash. If you have questions, let me know. I would love to feature your question and do a video on it. Perhaps it'll involve the whiteboard. We'll see. All right, that's it for me. Talk to y'all later.